it's Fifi Dots.
Hey, we're the Plain White Tees.
Hey, it's Ariana.
My name is Andrew. I play with Comeback Kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Spencer, this is the Hidden Beats podcast.
Ever wonder how to ask those musicians the right questions? Want to avoid boring interviews they've answered hundreds of times? Stick around. Today we're going to talk about interviews, interview tips, and interviewing like a pro. Whether you're a podcaster, journalist, anyone who loves talking to artists, these tips can make every interview memorable. First things first, Hidden Beats has been interviewing people for several years now, since COVID. We started in COVID, and obviously we weren't getting out to do live shows, so we got reached out to by some PR, and we got a chance to actually talk to some artists, do some written interviews, do some video interviews. All these things are essential to the artist's story, and that's what we do here at Hidden Beats, is tell stories. So interviews now, we do roughly 100, 150 a year, depending on, you know, how many we feel like doing and who's releasing things, all that type of stuff. So it's always a fun thing when you get to talk to somebody and learn a little bit more about them. The biggest thing to start is your prep work. Prep work is huge. You always have to do your research, your planning. Nothing is worse than asking, so how did where did the band's name come from? That's probably been asked 100 times. Yes, I know there's going to be some cookie cutter questions, but that happens. You have to plan your way around it. Research past interviews, research social media, listen to lyrics. Some of these things will be able to pop out at you and really give you interesting questions. Myself, I started out interviewing and I didn't know what I was doing. I tried to figure it out from reading out as much as I could. I've never been someone who liked to be in front of the camera, but look at me now. I'm sitting here in front of a camera talking to you guys today. And my old interviews are some of the worst things I've probably ever gone back and looked at, and I hate looking at them, but practice makes perfect. I've planned, I've researched, I've done a little bit more, developed kind of a style of interviews that I like, that fits with me, fits conversations, and I think overall has been pretty successful. When you're planning for an interview, you have to come up with unique angles. You have to come up with interesting questions that are going to make the other, the interviewee think, whether you're talking to an artist, whether you're talking to an industry specialist or, a peer even asking questions about what you're doing. Instead of asking things like, who are your influences? Maybe ask things like, if your music was in a movie, what would that soundtrack sound like? Personalize questions directly to them. So later on in this episode, we're going to watch an interview that I did with country star Jojo Mason, who I'd like to consider a friend at this point. We had a nice long conversation before his show here in Ottawa, and half my questions and talking points went out the window because we just were having a good time talking about family, talking about everything else. That just makes everything fun, and you can have a lot better time doing that. When you're personalizing questions, you have to do your research. You have to think about what you might want to hear, what someone else might want to hear in an interview. All these things are going to help you balance the conversation and make everything relaxed. You'll see some interviews where you have really awkward conversations. The artists aren't liking it. The interviewer might not know what he's talking about. He's saying dumb things. I know I've done that. I've actually had a couple where I look back and go, God damn, I wish I wouldn't have said that because that sounded really stupid. I still put them out because content is key and you have to be able to practice and get feedback. During the actual interview itself, you have to start with, something, break the ice, little conversation. Like I said before, there's going to be all those questions that are cookie cutter questions. Everyone's probably heard half of them before. You're never going to be able to not ask some of those, especially when you're talking to somebody about a very specific topic. For instance, a lot of the interviews that we get here at Hidden Beats are around the release of a new album, new song, tour, something like that. Some of those questions are going to come up again. It's all about how you ask them. If you start with something fun, engaging, pick their brains a little bit, that's always a bonus. But if you also taper off at the end with all these fun questions, that leaves everything a little bit smoother as you're going through. A relaxed artist equals a great interview. Big key I will tell everybody when you're practicing or looking at interviews is open-ended questions and direct questions. You need to have balanced. Open-ended questions give you a chance to tailor off into different conversations, open up a little bit more deep into the aspect of what someone's thinking about, versus a direct question is, how did you expect your latest single to blow up? What was the fans interaction that you've had? There's only so much conversation you can have off of those. In the end, though, listening is key. You have to be able to listen while you're talking, know your questions ahead of time, and be able to bounce off each other. Have a good conversation is not exactly rocket science, but it's also about common sense. You have to be able to read the room. Listening is key. Don't just talk about the next question, react in the moment. Go into that moment, expand on the question. Talk about whatever you need to talk about. If they talk about family, ask about their family. We talked quite a lot about family in the interview with Jojo later on. And I think that probably made it one of my favorite interviews, and love to do things like that more often. React in the moment, because sometimes you're going to hear something that you were completely surprised about. You had no idea, and you need to go on to that topic a little bit more. It is okay to throw out your questions. It is okay to completely deviate from your subject and do something different if it feels right. Mention childhood influences, dig deeper, all these type of things. They help you shape the interview and help you expand on just what everything is that is involved with this person. Unique touches are always nice too. If you can have memorable moments. Some people like to add the quick fire questions, festival essentials, tour bus essentials, things like that. Little questions that people might be interested in, what you keep on the tour bus, what kind of snacks you like to have, things you like to do on off days. Those are fun and those are great. And they also give you more of a feeling of this person being an actual person, because in the end, everyone's just a human. We're all doing different things in our lives, and it's interesting to find out more about what these people are doing. If you can do game ideas, describe a song using only emojis, that's kind of a fun one. Actually, it's probably one I might even start adding into my own repertoire, because it's interesting. It's going to make you think, and those memorable moments are going to stand out in an interview. Probably my favorite question that I've ever asked anybody, and I think I ask every time we do a first-time interview, is what's one thing you think should be asked more in an interview that's not asked enough? Not only does that make the artist or the person you're interviewing stop and think, but it also, for me as an interviewer, gives me questions that I might be able to ask in the future. There's definitely 5 or 10 questions in doing that I've actually added into my rotation of fun questions to ask later. These type of things are going to make everyone gravitate towards your interview a little bit more. You can also have mystery, like stuff that's coming up next, project announcements, all these things. Those are fun. Those bring people back. In the long run, everything to do with interviews, you have a couple handy steps. Do your research, find out who you're talking to, read up on them, look at past interviews, watch YouTube videos, anything that you can see that just has them talking in it. One question I asked in one of my interviews was based off of someone's Instagram and about them talking about wine. They had this great wine selection. Even though it'd be the most benign thing you'd think of, it actually prompted a really good conversation. It was really fun. Next is make sure you can sit and enjoy the interview. Know your questions, know what you're talking about, but be present in that moment. Have that time where you're getting to sit and talk to somebody, understand, listening to their questions, have all this extra that you're already aware of, but be able to bounce off of different ideas. And last but not least, the best part about any interview is making it feel comfortable. Like I've said, casual conversation, like information, everything is right there. Make sure you can do what you can to make this person comfortable. Make sure you're comfortable, because sometimes interviews can be awkward. If you're not used to being in front of the camera, like myself, I can't stand being in front of the camera sometimes. Have these interactions, have these moments, and get them out there for everyone to see. Even this little blurb that I'm talking about right now probably sounds awkward because that's just who I am. And I'm talking to a camera. I don't do this, but that is what it is. Fun things to end off to. You can always have little jokes. We talk about different things like that in some of our interviews. It's always good to be able to do these things. Overall, having a fun interview is great, and you're going to get to see that in this next interview we have. So I spent, like I said, time with Jojo Mason here in Ottawa. We had a good 45-minute conversation just about music, about his tour, about what's going on in the world. These type of things are what makes things fun. I enjoy doing this stuff. Never thought I would enjoy doing this stuff. And I'm definitely not a pro, but I think I've been doing pretty good. If you guys have any questions, by all means, you can comment. I'll answer every question you have. Tips, tricks, all these type of things. Feel free to reach out. It's what we're here for. We try to do our best to help out everyone we can. All right, guys, stay tuned for the interview with Jojo Mason here in Ottawa. And next episode of the podcast, quite honestly, I don't know what we're doing yet, but it'll be fun. Thanks, guys.
Let's see if I can remember all my songs.
Okay, this is good.
There you go.
All right, hey everybody, Tom here with Hidden Beats, and today we're back with Jojo Mason. How you doing, brother?
Bro, it's so nice to see you, man.
It's been a bit. I think we talked like 9 months ago or something like that.
Long.
Now. Yeah,
Feels like it's been too long.
Yeah, yeah. So what's new with you? How's life been?
Bro, I've been living out here, man. I've been living on this bus for the last 5.5 weeks, and loving every second of it, dude.
Nice.
There's something to be said about tour life.
Tour looks fun. It just looks fun all the time.
I wish I could say it's not, but it really is, man. And it really fully depends on the crew that you have with you, man. And Steven, the guys that he surrounded himself with, man, this crew is just unbelievable.
That's sweet, yeah.
From the merch girl Erica to the sound guy Brent, and then everybody in between, man, is just electrifying.
You bring a full crew?
Yes, he's got it, man. He's got it dialed, and what I love about it is the quality of human that they are, the quality of person that these people are, is just 10 out of 10, dude. It's just, I've never felt so welcomed.
And that's how you need it. You need that when you're coming out because you're spending time away from family, everything. Yeah,
it's got to be worth it, man.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really met many of these people that are that I'm out here. So I came in like a kid, first day of school.
Kind of go, what?
Yeah, dude, will you guys be my friends? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
dude, they've embraced me, man,
nice,
and I feel like I've gained some like real friends for.
That's a bonus.
Life,
I love that. That sounds great.
80% of it is the hang, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, you see all the stuff too that you only bits that you guys post on socials and things like that, and there's so much more behind it. So
yeah, dude.
You got to spend 5 weeks on a bus with these guys. You got to be able to.
You got to be able to hang. You got to be able to hang. You got to be a good viber. You know, when you get to a certain level, like everybody can play the guitar and everybody can do the thing. But if you're a bad hang, it's just, you know, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's tough to be around, but haven't had to worry about nothing with these guys, man. They're so talented and so nice and loving and caring. And again, that's just a testament as to who Steven is, right? You are who you hang out with, bro.
Yeah. How is it being away from the family right now?
It's hard.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah, of course it's hard. But here's how I look at it, man, is if I have to be away for 7-8 weeks at a time, no problem.
Yeah.
Because when I'm home,
and you're dedicated.
I'm home.
Yeah.
I am so home, and I'm so present, and I'm able to like give the wife a break when she needs it, or you know, that kind of thing. But man, I miss them terribly. But I want him to see, you know.
You want to see him later. Have like, look what Daddy
exactly. Did. Look what Daddy's doing,
yeah.
And I'm chasing this dream that still seems impossible, but. For some reason, I've fallen so in love with it, man, and I hope that he gets to find something that he loves so much that he's willing to do anything and sacrifice, you know, time away if he needs to.
Yeah, like I'm going to show my daughter this after. She'll be like, "Oh, Daddy, you're on a movie." Like she sees that, she'll be like, "You're on TV."
And how cool is that?
She loves it. She'll sit for hours on my phone and just watch and look at pictures of herself and see, like, I did that.
Yeah, man.
2 years old. It's crazy that she understands
crazy.
that.
It's crazy. And like you, man, I want my kid to know that you know, we chasing this dream, right?
Yeah,
we do.
She's
it.
gotten behind the camera and clicked a few times too, and thought like,
okay,
it was the cutest picture because my wife snapped it. I'm showing her how to take. We're gonna take a picture.
Yeah.
She's looking like, oh, and kind of
seeing how
greatest thing.
Yeah, man. Watching their little brains put things together. For me, anyways, what that does is it allows me to kind of re-see the beauty in the little things.
Yeah.
You know, the things that we take for granted all the time that we don't really pay attention to anymore. Like, how cool is it that a freaking xylophone makes you can make bangers with a xylophone. So I'm sitting there with my kid, he's drumming on the drums, I got the little xylophone going, man, and it's just like watching them put it together is just it's magical.
And like we talked about last time with kids, everything changes your world. So you get a new experience. It's reliving life over again.
Dude. And it's acceptable to go to like Fuddruckers and Chuck E. Cheese and stuff now. You know, it's acceptable. I don't have to, you know, be that 30-year-old man just trying to win
get my piece of cheese. And And I mean, I'm an intimidating looking guy, so if I go there, if I have kids now, it's like, oh, okay,
it's acceptable.
You're good.
You're allowed to be there. If not, we ask you questions.
And I've had those questions before, so I get that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I was looking at your Instagram recently, see that you're getting on a nice healthier kick too.
Yeah.
How's that been going?
Wild.
I can imagine, because I need to get there too. Like,
man, I got up to, and for, you know, everybody's different, body types are different, but for me, I got up to like the heaviest I've ever been last year.
Okay.
I was up to 314 pounds, bro.
Wow.
And for me, it was hard to get out of bed. My knees were hurting. I was moving slow, getting up and down off the ground just to play. You know, mini sticks with my kid was getting tough, dude. And I hit the scale, looked down, looked up at myself in the mirror, looked back down at the scale, looked back up, I was like, something gotta give, bro. I'm going on this tour in 3 months, like something has to give. So I made the decision, and I just changed my diet.
Diet's a lot, man. I know, I've been trying to.
That's all it is, bro.
Yeah.
I barely worked out. It's 80-20, man. 80% diet, 20% workouts.
Yeah.
Bro. And if you can get your diet right, if you get your eating right, everything else is that coming through the big speakers?
I don't know, but the mics will pick up fine.
Okay, cool. You have to go yell at somebody. You turn that song up!
Yeah, Ken's good. It's all good. Yeah,
he's all right, man.
Yeah, man. I topped out at 385 was my biggest, and I got that same thing where it's like it's hard to do stuff. It's hard to just
it's hard to live.
Yeah,
it's hard to live, bro.
And this, I hadn't even had kids or anything yet. Like, I'm just like, man, this is horrible. And we were living in a 2-story walk-up at the time.
That's
and I
not
said, okay,
easy,
well,
bro.
I'm just gonna. And we had dogs, so it's like, I guess I gotta be healthier and just walking those dogs and cutting out things
changer.
like some pop and that now. I'm down to 302.
Bro, come
no exercise, same thing, but it's just like that change and just your aspect of how you're living. It makes life
what a
so
world
much
of difference for your mental too, doesn't it?
I haven't been this weight since like we're talking over 15 years.
How's it feel?
It's crazy. Like I'm like,
nice,
oh, actually,
right?
like feel like good.
I can
do
move.
stuff.
I can move. I can move.
Now the kids are making things a little stiff again because that's so much extra, but it's like I can actually do things with them.
I'm very proud of you, man.
Yeah,
because
I appreciate that.
When you have kids and you have so much going on, seems impossible to focus on you.
Yeah.
And give yourself some grace and be able to focus on your own self. And so for you to be able to pull that off, man.
Well, that was my thing. It's like I have a second one coming. I'm 40 years old this year. And I was like, I gotta
Really? Well done, bro. Hell
yeah.
Great
If I shave this, I'm 16 again.
Yeah, don't do that. We like that beard.
My wife won't let me.
Yeah, she won't let
Divorce.
me. Yeah.
She's a hairstylist too, so like if she gets to maintain it, but if I got rid of it, that'd be something.
Chaos, bro.
Yeah.
Chaos would ensue.
I'd probably scare the kids too, because they'd be like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Bro, we were just talking about that. We have our sound guy Brent. He's out here with us, and he's from the area, so he's got his wife out here too.
Okay.
She's a barber extraordinaire.
Nice.
So she's been back there giving us all haircuts and stuff
giving
like
nice
that.
lineups, everything.
And Brent's got a big beard like you do, right? And she had said to him like, "Hey, if you're gonna cut it, at least I have to do it, or I have to be present because I've never seen you without a beard. This is a real thing. I can't do it."
Since I was 16, I've not cleanly shaven my. I've gone shorter and stuff like that, and like the goatee, but I've not cleanly shaven. 16 years old.
Same.
That's like
Same.
Yeah, it's half my life at least. It's crazy to think about that.
I can't get rid of it.
I might do it once.
No.
I might just for that one be like,
Okay.
we'll see, because it's, and then just I can't do it again.
Yeah.
Although, hey, you never know if it looks real good. And
Hey, man.
I don't think it'll look real good though, man. I got those like chubby cheeks. I'm gonna have a round head.
Yeah,
I need
dude.
that like
Bro,
shape.
I'm the same way, bro. I got a fat head, and I hate my face without my beard.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not having it.
I don't even know
that.
what I would do. Yeah, yeah, it's scare the kids for sure.
Halloween, baby.
Oh yeah. So last time we actually got to chat was when you were dropping Bottom Shelf.
Yeah, come on.
and the reception for that looks amazing. It's been going crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's one song too that I wasn't expecting much to happen with it.
It's been on my like a repeat on mine because I've just been loving, just jamming to it.
That's the response that I got.
Yeah.
It was that response, and to see it do well at radio, to see the streams roll, has been wild. But the craziest thing to this point has been playing it every night.
Yeah.
And watching that reaction.
Because I mean, people are singing back to it. It's just an easy listen, but you can like just get into it when you're doing it.
That's the one thing I love about music, and I always try to do is just, if I'm gonna put something out, you're gonna give me your time. I want to make you feel something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I hope that people, when they listen to my music, man, it's just, whether it's, they just love the song or something, but like I want them to feel something, right? Because I know how important this song is to me, and man, to see the response has just been.
Hey man, like you do a good job at making people connect, because like we're gonna go through some of these other things soon here, and you just dropped this EP. How did you choose the songs to put on this?
A lot of trials and tribulations, man.
Because I imagine you've got like a catalog. You're sitting there. It's like, I wonder if this would fit. Things like that. Yeah.
Totally, man. And we've had songs come in. I actually had an album done, ready to go in 22.
Okay.
And I went back to my team. I'm talking like mixed, mastered, ready to go, ready
just
to release.
Click, drop, basically.
Ready to click and go.
Yeah.
And I went to the president of my record label, Jonathan Simkin, and I said, man, like these songs just don't feel like me.
Okay.
They just don't feel like me. I'm not I've never portrayed anything that I'm not. I've never tried to be, cowboy hat, cowboy boots.
Like that kind of classic country look.
I'm not that. I'm not that, nor do I ever want to be that, because that's just not who I am. I didn't grow up in that life. I've never experienced, the farm life and the back roads and the dirt. That's not who I am. I love country music so much, but I want to be authentically me, and I want to be accepted for me.
Well, and country music it's baseball caps these days too. It's not even.
It's very accepting.
It's an old look
Yeah,
now.
dude.
That's not even out there anymore.
Very accepting, man. So be able to go through, like you said, the catalog, but also just go out and find songs that I just love. We had a bunch of changes happen in our in my camp. Tough changes. Yeah. Hard decisions needed to get made, but this EP, is collection of songs, to me represents so much more than just, a couple of songs on a disc.
Yeah.
Right? To me, this is me taking back the power of my career and taking everything that I've learned and all the hard stuff that I've been through in this business and putting it on my shoulders and saying, let's go. And so for me, this one is significantly more important than anything that I've ever done, because this one's on me.
And I've literally the whole thing's on a playlist. I've been listening to every one of them, and it's one of those things that just they're smooth. They speak to you. Like, I got notes. Like, this is all notes for lyrics right here.
Love it.
It's easy to listen to, and they're fun. They're great stories.
Thank you.
And I know you can put it on anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're doing it.
Yeah, I just want people to feel something. That's it. I just want you to feel something when you listen to my stuff, and if I have done that, then I'm fine, man. I'm so happy. If you can just resonate with it in some way, takes you to a place,
Yeah.
I love that.
Let's jump into some of these lyric questions.
Oh, here we go.
First one, and I don't know why I didn't ask this last time.
Yeah.
Bottom Shelf, you got the lyrics, Summer 30A. What is 30A?
So I also had to do some digging on this one.
Okay.
Right? So this song came from a friend of mine down in Nashville, Pete Mata.
Okay.
And Pete's a crazy talented singer and songwriter, like so good. But we had a couple of writing sessions. Nothing came to fruition, but I was on the plane home from my trip, and he sends this to me. He's like, hey man, just wanted you to check this one out. I think it'd be right up your alley. So I'm listening to it. I for sure thought it said 38.
The whole time I'm thinking that, but then that brought up the other question is like,
What the hell
where the
does
hell are
that
you sitting
mean?
at 38 drinking Casamigos? I'm like,
Right.
you're not that old, bro.
No, I'm not that old. Not yet.
Yeah, I'm sitting here, okay,
No,
so I'm like,
not that old.
where did
yeah.
that come from? And then I went back and looked at it, I'm like, it's 38. And I'm like, I need to ask, what's that
So
about?
38 is I think it's in Florida. It's this street where like all of the major celebrities, go do their big parties. They have their summer homes there.
Nice.
And that's where they go. So that 30A is just like basically we're living the best life we can.
Okay.
We were living the best life together we can, and paints that kind of picture. If you know what 38
Speaks
means,
completely
right?
differently now that little bit.
Totally.
Understand. It's like a whole different song almost in that section.
Yeah, dude.
Because otherwise I'm sitting there and like I said, like, okay, we're talking summer 38. I'm like, okay, you could have maybe like 98. That would have been a little bit more.
Yeah, like 38. I thought it said 38 and meant like degrees.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm thinking like 38 degrees is hot. I would be inside by that time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
Hell
trying
yeah.
to get in that 38 degrees weather out
Unless
in the
you're
rain.
sitting in a
drinking
shaded
tequila.
pool with these drinks, I
Hey,
suppose. You know what I mean?
There you
But-
go. There you go. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so that was like that one, and I thought about it after. I'm like, I need to ask that.
Gotta ask him.
I'm like, what the hell?
Hey, man. Cleared it up.
Yeah. So I'm curious about My Bad. How true is that story to you? Like, did you go through some of that type of?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's why I chose that song, right?
Yeah.
I chose that one because there's some songs that you listen to and it can take you back to a place.
Instantly, I thought like the same thing. I'm like, yup. Yup.
So a lot of people don't know this because, but a lot of people don't know, man. I was always like the nice guy that finished last.
Okay.
I was always the best friend. I had terrible game.
Oh man, I'm
growing
with
up.
you there.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm still the terrible game, but I'm married now, so,
Yeah,
it
so it doesn't even
matter.
matter. Same. But I was always that guy that just, would just get run over, and I would be the best friend, and I would be this and that, and just thinking like that was the way to go. Mm-hmm. And then I would either get a chance with one of the girls I was friends with, and it wouldn't last very long, and we were just better as friends.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what? Those songs shaped me.
It's how you grew up.
It's how
like,
we
that's
grew
it,
up,
yeah.
right? So things like that shaped me, and it's immediately. It wasn't one of those like, oh, I was the guy, but to have a song be like,
It's the
man.
first like couple like lines in that. I'm like, oh man, like that, I know that song.
yeah,
Like,
bro,
I was there.
I was there,
Yeah.
man.
There's one that really came to mind. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, my bad. Like, sorry. I'm sorry I dragged you along a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad that we have to break up now, but I just, for your sake, for my sake, we
Yeah,
can't
it's
be
just
together.
it doesn't
and that's
work.
a heartbreak, man.
That's a whole
I did
different
that.
emotional set back then.
Seriously. Mind you, like you said, married, happy. My wife is way out of my league, and for some reason she chose me, so
Yeah,
I'm
like,
winning.
My wife was like, okay, when we actually got together on Plenty of Fish.
Let's
which
go.
was,
That's
like,
the old school.
And to me, I
Yes.
was like, I'm never going to, I'm not doing anything. And she's
Yeah.
like, so are we going out? I'm like, sure. And then,
See how it goes, I guess.
well, she told me what we were doing the whole time. I'm like, yep, okay, let's go. This is
Take
simple.
charge kind of woman. All right.
And then like, when we were actually finally saying it was like official type of thing, we're texting and she's like, are we dating? I'm like, I guess so.
Yes.
And that's it.
Question mark.
Well, I was just like, sure, if that's what you want, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
And then we're married 2 kids later.
Love that, man.
Yeah.
Love that. We were talking about it's the most important thing that you could do in your entire life is find the right person.
And I never thought I would. And then this is the only person I can see that's going to ever make sure I can keep that straight and narrow path.
man.
Because I've done some things, and she's definitely making sure I'm not doing those things anymore.
Hey, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
100%.
Gotta find your partner, bro.
All right, next one. Just like you. Now, we've talked about your bro before. My question about this one, did you ever give that jersey back?
No, hell
No, you still got that?
Bro, that was his favorite jersey. Like he got that, or he was doing his boxing thing in Victoria when we first moved, he met these guys, and they had connections down in the States to bring up jerseys and shoes and this and that. It was a big deal when it came from the States.
100%, yeah.
So he gets a San Francisco 49ers Jerry Rice jersey. Like stitched, authentic, paid like $400 for it. And he made me so mad one day. I stole his jersey. And I put it on. I went out party with my friends.
Oh shit!
And then when I got home, I took the jersey off. I don't even know if I told him this yet. But when I would get home, I'd take the jersey off, and I would go into my dad's car. In the trunk, I would open the trunk, open the like where they keep the spare where they keep the spare tire. Open that up and shove the jersey down there for the next time I wanted to use it, because I know that if I don't put it back in the right spot, he's gonna know it was me.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't know where it is,
it's gone.
It's gone, man. So I stole the hell out of that jersey, and I was not about to give it back.
I mean, that makes sense. Now, how did he like the song once he heard it?
So funny story. My brother and I are very different in the way of like, I'm the emotional one.
Okay.
And he's very like to himself, very stoic. Mm-hmm. Makes fun of me a lot because he thinks that's funny. He's older brother stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sitting there with him in the car. Hey man, we went out for dinner. I said, hey, come check out some new songs that I just got in. And I had already had this song for like months.
Okay.
And it was done. I just hadn't been able to show him,
You wanted to have that moment.
Wanted to have a moment. So I'm thinking, I'm setting it all up. I got my little secret camera over here, like sitting in the car, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him, his reaction, see how he reacts. So we get to the first verse, get to the first chorus, get halfway through the song. He realizes it's about him. And he looks at me, he's like, nerd. I looked at him, bro, I was like, I mean, yes, typical.
Yeah, exactly.
Very acceptable response. Exactly what I thought he was going to say. Was hoping maybe get a tear. Ridiculous of me to think that I was going to get some emotions from that guy.
Just think that he did it later after he was home and thought about it.
Yeah, dude. And we had a nice moment after, but at the time he looks at me, he's like, nerd. It's like, oh man, well, you ruined the moment. How am I supposed to,
It's like you're supposed to play it out. Yeah.
That's it, man. But let me tell you, dude, me and my brother, man, we fought a lot growing up. Mm-hmm. And our relationship was not good. I never thought him and I would ever be close or ever be friends. But we had some tragic events happen in our family, and I probably wouldn't have been able to get through it without him.
Yeah.
And so we were forced to kind of come together and deal with these real life things together, man. And it put life so into perspective once these things had happened. And now we're as thick as thieves, man. He's my best friend.
Sick, yeah.
And I had just never been able to tell him how I feel about him and the impact that he's really had. And so I wanted to do the one thing that I know I don't completely suck at, and I wrote him a song. And
that's probably the favorite one out of the release for me, just because I can hear everything you did in there, and all the lyrics makes me think of like arguments I had with my sister. Like, I don't have a brother, so it's a different feeling, but like, I hated my sister.
Yeah, man.
I wish she just would disappear. I remember one time I actually gave her a shot in the head because she was just complaining when we were being picked up from like the babysitter.
Yeah.
I just walked out, just cracked her.
Sibling, man.
It was just what we did, and I wanted to choke her every day I saw her, but now we're better. I mean, I don't go out and like hang out with her every day, but she's like the godmother to my son now, and she's right there every day I need her.
I'm telling you, man, there's nobody in your world that will forever have your back like your family will. And a lot of,
for the most part,
yeah,
because I have some family members who definitely are.
Yeah, for the most part, and if you let them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You have that connection to make that happen.
I'm a true believer. My dad taught me this. He would always tell me, you never waste a tragedy. Mm-hmm. And if it hadn't been for these certain events that had happened, him and I probably wouldn't be close.
Yeah.
He has 2 kids, and for the first few years of their lives, it was just like
you were there, but you weren't there.
I wasn't really even there, man, because my relationship wasn't great. And what I realized was how much time I wasted being bitter about things that I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, almost like they
Why?
were there and they're not there now. What's the point?
Yeah, that's exactly it. What is the point? When you have somebody, you know, who you've looked up to, and for me, this is how it is. I've wanted to be like him forever, man. How he carries himself, how he plays hockey, the way he dresses, the cars he drove. Like I wanted to be like him in every way, and I still do. Now we're older, and I see him as a father, and I see him as a man, and the things that he's doing in his world, and I'm just so proud that he's my brother.
Yeah,
you know,
I get that feeling.
And I hadn't ever really had that feeling before. But once I got that acceptance and I got that, you know, that love from him, it just opened up a whole new world of love that I hadn't experienced, you know, in my family in a long time. I grew up like with a very loving family. My mom and dad are the best, the best. But me and my brother never got on, and that was a tough one.
Yeah.
But here we are, man. He's my best friend. I call him every couple of days while I'm out here just to check in and say what's
hey,
up.
what's up? Yeah.
It's simple things, man.
That's how it should be. I know, like, I'm the oldest in my family, and my dad's not been around. He's around, but he's not around, kind of thing. So I grew up in a military family, so we were bouncing around all the time, and it was just like you didn't have opportunities to do some of these things, and then wanting to choke my sisters. Like I felt alone by myself for a long time.
Yeah.
And then now that everyone's kind of stationary, settled, my mom's retired, and we can do things. We can be family members.
Yeah,
we have
man.
kids now, and my sister has a 16-year-old.
Oh, come on.
So getting to help raise her and do all that stuff, it was so fun bugging her every day of her life.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, man. It's how it should be. It legit takes a village, man, and we're lucky that a lot of times we can also pick and choose our village.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times we're born into it, and I've been very lucky.
Yeah.
But I've also added some people that I consider family now to my little bubble, and I'm in a very, very good spot right now with the people that I've chosen to surround myself with. Man.
That's always a good vibe for sure.
A lot of it's family, dude.
Yeah.
I call my mom almost every day.
I see my mom every day, and just because
yeah,
she's also helping with the kids. I'm like, thank you, here you go. Like,
Totally.
So
Grandma, babysitter.
basically,
we need you.
like I work from home, so I'm sleeping in the morning.
Yeah.
Goes up to see her, and like, okay, you can go hang out with her for now.
Yeah, go
I don't
see
need
grandma.
to. Yeah,
That's right.
Which is great.
Yeah, bro.
It's been a huge bonus. All right, next one. Bettin' on Me, your title track. How hard was it putting all that feeling for you into one song?
That was a tough one.
I can imagine, because there's a lot in there.
And given the stuff that I was going through in the last 12 months, man, to see how somebody could put all of their eggs into the basket, being my wife believing in me the way that she does, and legit betting our future on this, and me chasing this dream, to have somebody do that for you, there's no words. There's no words, man. And Bettin' on You is an exact representation of where I am in my life right now. I got a beautiful baby boy. I got a wife. I got a solid career. Well, solid.
As solid as it can
As
be.
solid as it can be. And she just keeps giving and giving and giving, man, and supporting me and being my motivation and giving me a purpose and a reason why. For her to be able to do that and put her future and my son's future in my hands is a wild feeling. But if she's bought in and I haven't bought in, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I
get that whole sentiment, man. I'm right in that same. That's why another one spoke to me, and I was like,
yeah, bro.
All these songs on this EP, I'm like, shit. Okay, well,
They mean something.
yeah.
Right?
And I felt it right away. So that's why I was like, man, he had to have a lot behind that song.
There was I couldn't get through the song recording it without having to chop it up, because I kept getting emotional, man. It's when somebody believes in you the way that my wife believes in me. it really puts life into perspective, and it gives, again, like I said, it gives you a whole nother purpose and a reason why.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm doing what I'm doing, and I could not imagine, nor would I ever even dream of imagining anybody else in my circle, man.
Yeah.
She is the rock. She's my everything, man.
That's the feeling right there.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, I love that feeling for sure. Now, next one you got 3 a.m. Obviously.
Oh,
about your little
buddy.
man.
Oh, let me cry a little bit.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Does he jam out to your music a lot too?
He calls that one. He calls 3 a.m. Malachi and Daddy tune.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Malachi and Daddy's song.
Yeah, I love
You
that.
know, he only right now. I don't know if he's gonna get sick of it, but
You would think so.
bro, for the last 8, 9, 10 months, all he wants to do is listen to Daddy tunes.
Yeah.
All he wants to listen to is "Let Me Down Easy," because the music video that we shot for it, it's the thumbnail on your phone is a ring of fire with me and the band standing in the middle of it, right? So he calls it when he sees it. He doesn't call it "Let Me Down Easy." He calls it the hot box daddy tune.
Okay.
Because when he sees the
Yeah,
thumbnail,
yeah.
he sees the
Makes
fire.
sense.
Because he calls it a hot box daddy tune. He always says, "What song you want to listen to?" Hot box daddy. Oh, that's my boy. You know.
That's sick, yeah. But he will not get sick of that. So
I hope not, man.
My daughter, she picked out. I had my phone playing music.
Yeah.
I don't know what she did. She found something and added it to a playlist.
Sick.
And it's literally the perfect after I listened to it. I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
It's called Cinderella by like Stephen Curtis Chapman or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect father-daughter dance song for her wedding. And it's the song that calms her down the most when she goes to bed. She's like, "Daddy, I want to listen to Cinderella." And she will never get sick of that. It literally brought me to tears listening to that the first time with her. And I'm going like,
She put it on your phone, bro.
And I think that's-
somehow that happened. That's supposed to be there, man.
and it's her song now. It's like Daddy Cinderella. So like, yeah, and
my heart.
right? And she wants to dance sometimes, so we get up and we're dancing. And I know my wife's recorded a few of those. I haven't seen them yet, and I don't want to because I'm
Yes,
just gonna.
dude.
No. If I do, I'm gonna just buckets are gonna be pouring out.
Yeah.
That'll be.
Yeah.
She can put that together when she gets married. We'll do all that. But man, it's that feeling of that song. Like he's not gonna get sick of that song
don't
because
think
that
so
is
either,
the
man.
song that
That's our song.
connects. Yeah.
It's our song, man. And we went through it. And I spent night after night after night in his room at legit 3 a.m. just staring at him. Some of the times wanted to kill him just so he can go to sleep. You son of a...
I still have that right now. Like,
but man, just the most beautiful thing on the planet. And he cries for 2 hours, and then you have a moment of peace where he's sitting in your arms.
and then maybe a little smile or
And a
something, and
little
then it's just like,
smile.
oh, you bastard,
You got me.
yeah.
How am I supposed to be mad at you? How am I supposed to be anything but just in adoration of this
Yeah.
kid? Like, I'm man,
Nah,
whole new love, dude.
Yeah, you and I, man, we're on that same page. That's why we connect a lot that
right,
way
bro.
for sure. All right, last but not least, lipsticks. It's lipstick and cigarettes.
Yeah.
I mainly want to know the story behind that one for you.
So we were looking for songs. That one, I didn't write that one. A friend of mine wrote that one, Dave Sampson.
Because to me, it seemed like you had kind of a whole plethora of emotions, and then this one almost stood out in a way of like, wait a minute, this is a different vibe.
Yeah. No, here's the thing about music, man, is I just want to put out good music, right? And songs that just like, sometimes there's a song that just you listen to and it's just an instant like, oh, sick. Like this could be so cool.
It was a nice tune, and I'm just like, oh. Oh, damn.
So the demo of that song, when Dave first sent it to me, it's almost completely different.
Oh, okay.
Especially musically. We upped the BPMs. I'm learning things. We upped the BPMs on it, and we added like a funky like groove to it.
Yeah.
And it slaps, man. I'm so happy with how it turned out.
It was good, and it was just like, shit, like I just kind of groove. I'm like, okay, like the feel, it's
That's
there,
it,
and I
dude.
like it.
That's it, dude.
Yeah.
So for me, I want to find songs that are gonna emotionally connect with you. Other times, you just find songs that just melodically click for you,
Yeah.
or things that just like I said, takes you to a place sometimes, or makes you feel a certain way, man. It doesn't always have to have like a very crazy story. Like Luke Combs put out a song, God, Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
Right? And that song isn't a song that he's lived. I found that out. It's not a song that he's lived. He wasn't a part of that, and his brother didn't take the motorcycle and stuff like that. It was a story that was presented to him, but it was a song that just connected. From what the story that I heard, it just connected with him.
Yeah.
And he wanted to put a solid spin on it and give it a go. And man, it connects.
Yeah, it has that power to it,
right?
Yeah.
So it was just Lipstick and Cigarettes, man. Was just a song that like I listened to for the first time. I was just like, wow. That one just did something to me, man. It did something. My producer, like my boy Ryan Stead, he fell in love with it too. So we jumped in the lab and started cooking.
Here you go.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, we started cooking.
And I always like the idea of when you hear something and then putting your own swing on it, and then it turns into something else, but just great.
Well, you got to do it, man. You got to put your own thing on it, or else it's just going to sound like everything else that's out there.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not the same as everybody else that's doing country music.
You don't even have to worry, man. You got your lane, and you're in it. You're doing your thing,
dude. Yeah. Exactly. So I'm happy just making music that I love, and it's been a long time coming, but finally I'm at the point where like I'm just making music that I love.
Yeah.
And it falls under the country music category, and to me that's the best genre to be in. Everybody's so in love with each other, and we want each other to win, man. This community is so supportive, and I've never been a part of anything like this.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can call some of these people that have been through some stuff that I may not have. I can just call them out and say, hey,
give me some insight.
How do I deal with
Yeah.
this? You know what I mean? That's country music, and that's such a beautiful community. For me, again, I felt when I first started, I didn't know how I was going to fit in, or how, coming into, a different world. And I have just been accepted with open arms, dude. And I'm never looking back. So for me, I hope that my sound continues to be accepted, but like, I hope that it just continues to grow and to keep getting better and better and better, because I think I found my thing.
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah,
we're doing all right.
You're out here. You're at Algonquin College tonight.
Oh,
man. This is one of the bigger venues left in the city here too. So you get to have a pretty solid crowd, and
I'm living my dream, bro.
Yeah.
I got a beautiful house. I got a beautiful wife, a beautiful baby. I'm singing songs for a living. Like, does it get better than that? If it does, I don't know.
I mean, you can sing bigger songs for a living. There you go.
Maybe. But dude, honestly, like, money is it's fine, right?
Yeah, money's fine cool to have, but it's that experience.
It's the experience, man, and it's the connection that I love the most with seeing people singing my songs back to me. It's like, yeah, the money will come whenever it comes. My goal is just to feel free when I'm creating.
Yeah.
Not have any limitations onto the directions that we can go, and just being able to support my family. You know what I mean? For me, that's it. If I can make enough just to support the family, pay a couple of bills, I don't need much, man. I'm a very simple guy. Don't need much.
Yeah.
And that's all I need, bro. So I hope it just keeps working. I hope it keeps connecting.
That's for sure.
I don't have a backup plan, so we got to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess that's it. Now, I was going to ask you, what happened to your Hot One series?
I almost died. What do you mean?
Because I know we talked about it. I was waiting for some of those things, and
we put them out on TikTok.
Oh, did you?
We put some episodes out on TikTok.
Yeah, I saw a few, and then they disappeared. And I'm like, oh, he must have had a.
So we got to the end of this thing, and I have never experienced regret like I experienced that day.
Yeah,
dude. I got home. Ryan passed out. He's dead on the couch.
That stuff does something.
It was insane, bro. I went home and I told the wife, I said, I'm gonna be here for a while. You're just not gonna see me. And I strapped the seatbelt in, dog, and I was glued to the porcelain throne for, oh my God, probably 24 hours.
Wouldn't surprise me, because I've done those big ones, and I was like, I was excited, and I was like, oh, I wonder how he's gonna do with that. Because I know we were joking about it because you just had, like, your episode 4, I think, you just had dropped when we talked last.
Dude, I had done it before years and years and years ago. Like when I had a 20-year-old stomach that I could drink 20 beers and a 2-6 and be fine the next day. And thinking, being 30-something years old, thinking that I could still do that.
They don't make hot sauces it's not the same
dude,
anymore.
It did something to me. I felt like I was hallucinating.
Yes.
Bro.
Oh, man.
Will I ever do it again? Hell no. But I did it. Check that off my bucket list, bro. Oh, never again. Never again will I do
I'm getting
that.
to the point where I have to watch hot sauce now and be like, oh, I don't know if I can do
That's right.
And I love it so much. I've still got like 30 different types for different things. I'm like, I can't have you today.
I can't have you. Bro, you go get some chicken wings, it's no longer hot wings.
Sad now, yeah.
I know, man. It's no longer hot wings for your boy.
I'll still suffer
still
through that
much?
just because sometimes it's like I
You're
need
brave,
that.
man. You're a braver man than me. You got Tums on hand at every.
Not even anymore.
No?
It's just, the best thing I found, those, you might get them for your son, like those Danable yogurt drinks. Bro, perfect.
Stop it.
100%.
No
Not only does
way.
it coat your tongue and stops some of the burning, but it soothes your stomach.
Where were you when I do the hot ones, bro? Jeez.
Every night, it's just if I have that sense, I'm like, oh, here we go, a yogurt drink. It helps the stomach.
Dude,
everything.
that's wild. For those of you who are lactose intolerant, don't do that.
No, they have lactose-free ones.
For those of you who are lactose intolerant, get the lactose-free ones.
Yeah, mind you, the taste of them is whatever because I'm a lactose guy, but it's, they have all that stuff, and it helps so much.
I will believe you, and I will take your word for it.
Because I'm a professional fat
That's
man.
right.
I've been doing this for a long time, all right? I worked really hard to develop this.
Hey, man, you don't get a body like that without a little work, you know what I'm saying?
This is the one thing I put that 10,000 hours in to be that guy. And that's where I am now. So.
I love that for you, bro. I love that for you. I mean, we're still working on it, but I love that for you.
Now I'm just watching the girlish figure a little bit, so I got to make sure it can fit through a door frame still.
I'm with you, bro. I'm
Yeah.
with you on that one, my guy.
Well, I mean, you're a lot smaller than me still, somewhat, and I'm just like trying to fit through. I have to walk sideways.
Yeah, but dog, you still look good. And I ain't gonna mess with you if we walking down the street. You know what I'm saying?
That's the bonus. Is I have that brick shithouse look, and it's like, even though I'm the nicest guy in the world, you're not gonna test it.
Because I bet you could whoop somebody's ass, and I ain't about to find out. It's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be me. I'm putting myself in that position. No, thank you.
Those are some old days.
Yeah.
Man, me and my friends used to film like jackass videos and stupid
Jesus,
stuff.
dude.
So I've been through some things. So we're in a shopping cart and like a 2-story parking structure with like all cement stairwell.
Oh, Jesus
I went down
Christ.
one of those stairwells.
Bro.
Yeah.
Why?
I went down like 3 steps and then rolled.
Yeah,
down
of course you
shopping
did.
cart,
You didn't
know
get
what I
down
mean?
the whole stairs, bro. You went down the stairs.
I think the worst one we did though was I sat on a mattress wintertime like this. We lit that thing on fire and went down. I went
Yeah, of course
sliding.
you did.
Way too much. Way too much fire though.
You have so many friends that should not be in your circle, bro.
Right? Like,
just kidding. That was probably you.
I was the guy. I
You
was
were
like,
the guy.
nah, you know what? Let's
I
get
was
this
just
lighter
gonna
fluid. Let's just.
say.
And I was sitting on there. I'm like, nah, we need more over here. We need more
More
here.
gas.
The shittiest thing though is the person with the camera did not take the lens cap off, so it's nowhere.
So you just did it and there's
just did
no
it. Caught on
evidence.
fire, mind you. Okay, so I was on fire.
Friends off for that guy.
Gone. I don't.
He had one job.
Yeah. And it was like one of those.
Beat it.
Yeah. Like when I say I've done something.
Dog, I don't even want to. I don't think I can handle anymore.
Yeah, that'll be next time.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll go over some of those, and I'll tell you some more fun stories.
We'll swap them. Swap them. I got.
I'm sure you got some good ones. Yeah. I guess before we finish off, because we've been here a little bit now, I want to know what's the one thing that you've accomplished that you're most proud about.
Having a son.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
Being a very good father. There's nothing else, man, that really matters to me as much anymore than making sure that he grows up knowing that if he wants to fly, he can fly.
Yeah.
You know? And for me, the thing that I'm the most proud of is being his dad.
And that's like the perfect job. Yeah.
One that I didn't want at first, didn't think I was going to have kids. And then
same boat.
Right?
Yeah.
And then when it happened, I feel like I found my calling. Like I feel like that's the one thing in this world that I'm going to do well at. I'm going to succeed at, because I just refuse to be a shitty dad.
I'm right there with you. Like I said, my dad wasn't around. I'm like, I got to be just that much better.
Gotta be that much better, man. I took so much from my pops. I've taken so much from him and learned so much, and being able to take from my mom and my dad and individually and how different they are, being able to help mold my little guy is just, I lucked out, man.
And like you were saying, doing stuff with your son is, I'm feeling that now. And I'm like, oh man, yeah, I feel all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. And
Just the way he looks at me now, it's like,
just wait. You think he looks at you a certain way now, bro? I'm telling you, just wait.
now you wait until you get a daughter, and having her look at you that way, shit.
I've heard being a girl dad is next level.
It is something, because that little girl, when she looks up at me, is like, Daddy, can I do this? It's like, oh, good Lord.
Anything you want, fine.
Yeah.
Mommy, you gotta be the bad one.
I told her I'll be there, because I need to know that she has that. I want her mom to be her safe spot, and I want me to be her protection.
Yeah.
Like that's, so
Yeah.
if I have to be a bit of a hard ass, I'm okay with that.
Gotta do it.
But like, man, that girl does so much, and it's life changing. You're gonna get there next. That's what your next one is.
I want a girl.
Yeah.
Because I think I'd crush the girl dad game.
I 100% think you would. I know you would.
Yeah.
You just be that guy who's doing all those fun things, doing the hair braiding and stuff like
Bro,
that.
let me put a pony on.
Right?
I got it. No problem.
Like let's go pick an outfit out. And my wife's like, "Oh, hope it matches." I'm like, "Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. Like, let's figure this out."
I got this. Yeah, man, I think I'd crush that game.
100%, man. Well, you've got a show to get ready for.
do.
I think like we've been here a little bit now,
Yeah.
but I'm excited. What can people expect for your show?
Moments, man. I got a 30-minute set, and the thing that I love to be able to do is to connect with people. So I'm gonna tell some stories.
Nice.
I'm gonna talk a lot of trash. Well, not a lot of trash, a little bit of trash.
A little bit,
but,
yeah.
You know, I'm gonna talk a little bit and create moments, man. When I was going to concerts before I was in music, I would always take something away from, whether it be the opener, whether it be the headliner. I would always remember one or two things, and I want people to be able to take something away from the connection that I want to create with them.
100%.
Right? And we so far so good. So I'm excited to be playing here, man.
Yeah, I'm sticking around and take some pictures tonight. We're going to review it, everything. It's going to be a whole package. It's going to be fun.
It, man. I love it. Well,
awesome, man.
Thank you, man.
It was great to actually get to hang out with you in
yeah,
person this time.
no doubt, bro.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. I know. I'm excited. As soon as I saw the show coming up, I'm like, oh, I got to be there. And then I saw the interview come up. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great.
Let's go. Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you for your time, man.
Always. Any time, man.
Appreciate you, boy.
All right.
My man. We're good at this, dude.
It's